the backing for the solo is fairly simple. We've got a big F sharp, kind of F sharp 2 measures, which is on the low E 2, and then 4 and 4 on the A and D. And that's just another D power chord. It's 577 on the A, D and G, 799 on the A, D, and G. And yeah, so that's for the entirety of it. 2 measures on of holding F sharp, then 1 of D, 1 of E. So on and so forth. Okay, so the solo, some of it's a bit hard here, so I'm not sure if I've got all of it right, but this is what I've come up. A lot of it's based around the F sharp minor pentatonic, so because the backing's got the F sharp in it. And here is the opening lick. Anyway, it opens with the 17th fret on the B string. Grab it with your ring finger and strike it. Bend up a full step and kind of release it. Then we go straight on up to 14th on the E, and then 16 on the E, and then restrike 16 and bend up a semitone to 17 and release. Back down to 14, and then land on 17 on the B with a bit of vibrato, slide out. Okay, so the second lick of the solo sounds like this. That's starting on the 16th fret of the E string, 17 on the B, 16 on the G, and then back up to 17 on the B, down to 16 on the G again, and then 16 on the D, so 2 sets of 3. And then from 16 on the G, hold the note after you've played it, then slide it down to 14 and restrike. I'm not exactly sure if it is 14 to 12, 16 to 14 you play on the D. It could also be 14 on the D to 14 on the A, but I can't quite hear and figure it out, but I think that sounds better than or. Anyway, so that's that lick. Right, after sliding out of 14 on the D from the last lick, our third one is a heavy palm muted kind of quick run. I've had a lot of difficulty hearing this, but this is what I've come up with so far. I'll just play it through a bit slower. But of course the palm muting is really heavy on the track, and the speed kind of, and then speeds up. Yep, so the notes for that is kind of descending in 4s. So we're starting on 10th fret of the A string, 10, 9, 7, and then 10 on the E. Then the next set of 4 is 7 on the D, and then on the A, 10, 9, 7. And it kind of, yeah, speeds up a lot more once you hit the second set of 4. The third is just on the D, it's 9, 7, and then on the A, 10, 9. And after you hit the 9, rotate your hand and hit land on 9 on the G and give it a bit of a vibrato, then kind of slide off a bit. Right, the next lick, go, I'll play it again. Landed on 9 on the G from our last note, slid out, and then we're going to slide it back into 11 on the G, catch 10, 9, 10 on the B, pick 9, pull off and hammer on again to 10, holding 10, still holding 10 after you've hammered on, use your pinky to hit 12 on the high E, and then release both, and then we hit 9, hammer on and pull off, and hammer on again between 10 on the B, and then finally landing on 9 on the E. So that's the next part. Slide out after the E. And after that we've got a repeated kind of slower bit which sounds like this. All that is sliding in with our middle finger to 11 on the G, picking 10 and letting them both sound back down to 11, and then with our pinky again we're going to hit 12 on the high, and then pick 10 on the B again once more after that, and we do that 3 times. So on the last time, hold the 12 a bit longer, and then just 10, 11 on the B and D, and then slide out. The distance you want to be sliding into the 11 is pretty much from around 9, but kind of a bit of distortion. It all sounds okay. Here's the next lick. Right, all that's going on there is we're starting on 16 on the high, and then using an index finger, finding 12 on the high, rolling down to 12 on the B. Yeah, important to stop the 12 on the high E from ringing before you play 12 on the B. So we want distinct notes. So that's the first 3. Then we've got, it goes 12 on the high, 11 on the high, and then down to 12 on the B. So you can hit 12 again and slide and pick. Slide and pick. Use your middle finger to hit 12 on the B. Index finger then down to 11 on the G, and give a bit of vibrato and slide back down and repick to 9 on the G. Vibrato and slide out. So all together. Ooh, sorry, I missed that out. So 12, 11, 12. Yeah, you should get that. Right, so last riff of the solo goes something like this. And all that is 19th on the high, bending a full step, 17, 16, 17, and then we're hammering on between 16 and 17. So yeah, pick 16 the second time and hammer pull off. After that, we're going down with our ring finger to 19 on the B, back up to 16, then 19 on the B again, 17 on the B, and then a hammer on pull off between 17 and 19 on the B. Down to 15 on the B, and then descending 18, 16, 14, 12 on the G. We're sliding between 14 and 12. Yeah, pick 14, slide, and pick 12 when you get there. So all together. Sorry, I forgot to pick there, but you get the general impression. There's a bit, it sounds like he kicks on a harmonization pedal or something, so if you have one of those, give it a go. If not, don't worry, it's not really that important. And that's the end of the solo. Yeah, just give the 12 bit of vibrato and slide out. Meanwhile, yeah, we're holding essentially the 12 over the first beat of when pre-chorus comes in, all that business. So yes, that's that. Okay, so coming out the solo, it goes straight into pre-chorus, one of those. Then we've got a full chorus, and then it carries on with an outro outro, solo, chorus deal going on, and it essentially goes like this. Ooh, sorry. That's all it is. The notes there, we're sliding into 14 on the D, 11, 12, 14 on the G, hitting 12 on the B, then skipping up to 15 on the high, down to 12 on the high, and then we're hitting 15, 13, 12 on the B, followed by 14, 12 on the G. So yeah, and so straight after that we hit 15 on the B and bend it. Kind of slow bend up and hold when it's fully bent. Ooh, sorry. And then slide out, and then we've got a bend between, or you can hammer on a pull off if you prefer, or you can bend between 12 and 14. Yeah, so yeah, listening to it almost seems like it kind of bends up the full step, releases, and then it kind of has another rebend sort of thing, and then slides that out, and then there's another one between 7 and 12 on the G. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so 7 and 12, you can either bend as well. It's a very quick kind of bend, and that is that. Finally, ending on the outro, we've got a little, which we've seen before. So if just remind you, 7 on the A, ending on 7 and 9 on the A and D, just 2 of those, and slide out, and that is The Evil That Men Do.